I don't think everybody should train their back exactly the same. That's because of the inserts. If you have a back like this, where your upper traps and your lower traps are relatively thick, you're going to have more of a thickness look. Let me explain. So some people have a little bit higher insert traps where the traps just don't come quite as far down there. Our boy's got pretty good angle on the traps here, so that's higher insert traps on the upper traps, but also the lower traps, they only come about halfway down the body. But then you combine that with the fact that he's got relatively good thickness in these lower traps. If you look at the line here compared to here, this is like 2 times bigger on the upper traps. This is going to have a lot more balled out kind of a look. That's going to be more like the Phil Heath kind of look where the upper traps are just absolutely gigantic and then the lower traps just aren't as big. But someone like Chris Bumstead has a lot of thickness in the upper traps and a little more in the lower traps as well. And that's what we see over here with our boy because his upper traps are pretty thick. This amount of thickness is going to give his back a lot more of a focal point right here. So having a lot more thickness in his rhomboids, doing a lot more heavy rows, that's going to make his trap stand out significantly more than somebody else. And he's going to have a lot more of a trap dominant back. And it's really important that he has good genetics for the teres because he just wouldn't have as much detail and width in his back if he didn't have the teres because the traps would just make him look way more narrow. And because his bone structure is already a little bit more narrow, this is just going to absolutely maximize kind of the thickness look, but not as much as the width. So as long as he keeps the teres in check and gets the lats going, that'll make sure that the traps don't become too dominant over time.